Greetings folks, in this tutorial we are going to talk about some of the data manipulating, data filtering and pre-processing techniques in GIS. And it turns out that some people at the beginning of their journey, they seems overlooked this data pre-processing, but it can significantly save you time and efficiency, working efficiency, I would say. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. What you can see in front of you, it's actually a real world um, GIS problem. It's a national map making project, and here you can see that this is actually boundary or shape some polygons of an area, and these are the roads, different road types: national, regional, zilla road, okay, village road. Now, for the convenience of your understanding and so that my laptop would not freak out, I have deleted huge amounts of those data. It was really a big one, big data set. So I have deleted large portion of it. I would say around 70% of the data I have deleted. And now you can see there, these are just some boundaries, okay? So, and these red colors are some roads, okay? And these are some landmarks. These green dots are some of the landmarks, okay? And what, and there was also some other layers as well. I have deleted them for the convenience of our understanding, as I said before. And let's just take a look at those layers, okay? Here, this is our geo database, and if you just take a look, you can see here we had this forest layer, image index layer, then landmark 3D. I have edited it already. Remove that. We also had river network. You can see here. Then road. Yeah, we already have that. Water bodies. Also water bodies. Now, if I just zoom, you can see how complex it gets. We are not going to use that. We are just going to delete all of them. River image index, road. Yep. Let's just start our working. Now, at the first step, I'm going to show you guys how to select some particular areas of your dataset of this shape. Okay, you can select a polygon by just this tool, select features. This tool, just click it, then click the polygon where you are interested. Now you can see this is selected. Now if I head over to the attribute table, you can see this one is selected, and if you just double click here, it will be zoomed. Okay, this one is just selected. And now to unselect this one, you can just click here, okay, or you can just click outside of this shape, it will be gone. Okay, unselected. Fine. Now there are some other ways of selecting. Another one is by just starting this editor toolbar, then select this one, click on this one, and click on your desired one. Okay, you can see this one selected. Yeah, here this one selected, and similarly you can unselect that by just clicking outside. But if you select by this editor toolbar, you can see, if you right click here and attributes, you can see the attributes. Okay, but there's another way of saying all those attributes associated with this, what, with this polygon. So just by using this one, identity. So click here and click on anywhere you want. It will pull out all the data for that, what, for that polygon or whatever it is. So you can also select that, the layer for which you want the data. It's for EA boundary, this one, this layer. Okay, okay, I got it. I can see that. Yeah, now you can see all the data associated with this one, sorry, this one. Now you can see. Okay, fine. So this has two ways of um, inspecting or selecting your shapes or polygon. Now we are going to see another one, that is SQL command or SQL command using. If you are familiar with SQL, then that's fine. But if you don't know about SQL, that's also fine, because SQL is just normal plain English language like. Okay. So to select, you will go to the select what's toolbar. Select by attributes. By attributes mean we are going to select by some of the columns present in our attributes table, like moja name. Here you can see union, word, etc. Yeah, UID. Okay. So yeah, now select by attributes. So let's say I want to select some of these some of these polygons. By the way, that's another thing to show you. Let's say I want to select more than one. You can select by just this way. You can see more than one. And if you can also want export that map, this selected one. If you just go to right click here and export that data, export data, you can export that as a geodatabase or as a shapefile also. Okay, you can here specify that shapefile or personal geodatabase. Okay, so let's say I'm going to save it as a geodatabase. Save. Okay, okay, let's now, how is it here, zoom to the layer. You can see this is now exported. You can now also see that in Google. What, you can also open that in Google Earth Pro. Okay, so let's just delete this one. Okay, so we are in the selection, select by attributes. Okay, let's say I wanna select some moja name. Okay, you can also select from this attribute table. Yeah, you can see, yeah, more than one also if you would like to. Okay, now unselected and clear selection. There's another way of selecting. Let's say you just want to select everything, every polygon except this selected, this, let's say 10 polygons. So to do that, just switch selection. Now you can see all the polygons are selected except those selected at the first moment what you selected. Okay, really cool one. Okay, fine. Oh, I forgot some other ways of selection. If you just go to this selection, no, here, not here, this one, you can see select by polygon. Let's just open this one. So let's say now you can create a polygon, and inside that everything inside that polygon will be selected. Now you can see everything inside that polygon is selected. Okay, yep. So now there's another way of selection, that is select by lasso. This lasso is just you can make irregular shapes, whatever you want, they will be selected. And is there anything else? Circle, create a circle and everything inside that circle will be selected. Okay. There's also one another thing is called select by graphics. Okay, so I think I'm not going to show that right now. That's enough about different selection types. So now let's see select by attributes. Well, now you can change the layer on which you are going to perform that SQL query. So let's say I am interested in a boundary, and right here you can see that mouse name. I am interested in this mouse name. So in a big data set, maybe your mouse name is not here, it's um, in a distant place, you can't find that easily. Just close that for a moment. So in the case of that problem, you can go to the properties, then this field. Okay, then you can, this is what mouse name here, move that to top, so you can easily find that field, and you can unselect some unnecessary fields. They are not going to be deleted, they are just temporarily not going to participate in your geodatabase. Okay, so I can do that. Okay, so apply. Now you can see this mouse name, this column is now at the first place. Now you can easily find that column. Okay, then again select by attributes. So I'm interested in this mouse name. So here this is, they already have written some SQL query for you, so that it's going to be more easy to you. Select every column from, this star means everything from EA boundary, this EA boundary column, this EA boundary layer, where mouse name equal, you don't have to use double equal, just one equal is okay. Let's say get unique values. You can directly write a name, just copy it, Control C, then you need to paste it, but before pasting here you need to paste it in between quotation mark. So apply, you can see that's selected here, this one selected, but there's another way of selecting. Okay, it's by this get unique values. Now you can see all the names are here. You can select anyone you want. Let's say if you write here, first one was MAL, you can see here, apply, and it will do that quotation mark for you automatically. Okay, now we just selected one single polygon. Let's say you want to select multiple of them. Alright, now I'm gonna select another polygon, let's say this name, but if you just write this way, you can verify that it's an error, it's not a valid SQL command. Okay, you cannot use that way. So you need to use an operator. This equal is an operator, and now we are going to use another operator, and we're going to use either and or this or operator. Now if you're going to select something in the same column, you can say that you can't use that AND operator, because in this same column there's no field where there is, you are going to match two names at a time. In this field there's not two names, it's just one single name, so you can't use AND, you need to use OR operator. So it's going to find the first name, then second name also. Okay, so let's just uh, mon name, let's say this one, or again you need to use mouse name equal, let's say this one. So it's just two of them, at the middle just the name. So we want this one or this one, and if we have both of them, then it will return select both of them. If we don't have one of them, then it will at least return this one. Okay, So if I just verify it, you can say it's successfully verified. Now apply that. Okay, you can see two of them are selected. Okay, apply that too. Now let's say you want to select another polygon or another name. So again you need to repeat that. Again you need to write that or, and then mouse name equals dot 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 dot. But there's another way of doing that. It's actually easiest one. So you're not going to use this or equal operator. Now you're going to use this in mouse name in. Then you're going to use this parenthesis or bracket, and within this bracket we are going to pass our desired names. That's this one. Then use one comma, this one, also this one. There's three of them. Okay, now you don't need to use any and or. Okay, fine, just apply it. Oh no, what's the problem? Okay, mouse name in. Oh, I forgot to put a comma here. Fine, apply now. You can see all of them are selected. This one, and this one. Okay, now clear that. Clear from here. Now let's say we want to select a range of names. You can't select range of names in SQL, but in ArcGIS, as our names are sorted, you can select range of names using between operator. So I need to write that between. You can write that in small letter, that doesn't matter. Okay, so merge name between, let's say this one, and you don't need to use any and thing here, between comma. Okay, let's say verify that. No, it's not verified. You need to use one and, I guess. Yeah, now apply that. Yeah, it should get selected. Yeah, successfully selected. You can see now all of them are selected, this range of names, but the range of values you can select by between operator because it just works on integers. Yeah, but it doesn't work on string. But in this case it works in ArcGIS. Now let's see the valid use of this between operator. Let's shape area, unique values. You can see shape areas, some of them. So let's say I want shape all the shapes where area is in between between this one 19 kilometer and let's say this one, so in between this range. Apply that. Okay, now it only selected those polygons where our query criteria met. Okay, fine. So let's again select by attributes, clear that query, and what we can also use some other operators. Let's say what is that, shape area greater than this one. Apply. Okay, it will save all the polygons where shape area is greater than that value, and that seems like everything is such selection. Only this, I think, 4 polygons didn't match that criteria. Now there's another way of doing such things. Basically, when you want to narrow down your dataset, or obviously it's going to be more faster. Okay, let's see how to do that. So just double click here, that is going to property, Yeah, then go to this definition query. We are going to build a query, okay? And this time we are going to use two different fields. Let's merge name equal what? This a h, this one, and we are using another field, and here you would say union or word name equal, let's say b m, this one, okay. You can also see right here this, I can select it, the matched, this one, yeah, verify that, yeah, okay, apply, fine. Now let's just zoom to layer. Now you can see only this polygon is selected right now. Everything else is just vanished, but they are not deleted. I haven't created any new data set. If you just go to properties again and clear that query, okay, you will see the previous data set again. So it's not going to actually delete your dataset. It's just going to narrow down your dataset for you to be more what? To be more efficient, or you can do your task more easily. Okay, zoom to layer. Fine. Now if you take a look at this attribute table, you can see now all the fields are available only for this polygon. Okay, fine. So we often use this definition queries so that we can do our task more easily. Yeah, so let's now see why we use such definition queries, or we select something. Yeah, so just remove that definition query, clear, okay, apply, okay. So it's back to the normal condition. Now let's say I'm going to landmark field of an attribute table. You can see this is landmark name. These are some names. You can see crop field, paddy field, post office. Okay, let's zoom it a bit. Here you can see that this is land name. We also have some landmark code. These are specific for certain type of landmark name. So let's say I want to do something like when landmark code is 47, I want to say that LM type is fields, any type of field, and when landmark code is 44, I want to say that it's a mosque or temple, such things. So I'm now going to create a new field, and you can say we are going to use a reclassification. So based on these landmark codes, how can I do that? One way is, let's just sort it. Yeah, let's say for 9, these 9s, the LM type is, it's a text field. So let's say if code is 9, then LM type is none or some office field calculator. So you can see VB script or Python doesn't matter. LM type equal, say for example, what? Office. So you need to write that in quotation mark. Fine. And close that quotation. Okay. That's taking that long time. Yeah. You can see office only for those two fields. But it's not a good choice when you have got a large dataset. We can do this for this small dataset. We can do that manually. You can see for 47 you can again go to this LM type field calculator. We can write anything you want. Okay, say okay. That was a failure. What is that? I don't know. Field calculator. Okay. Is that double quotation sensitive? I don't know. Python isn't sensitive to that. VB script. Yeah. If you are using VB script, then you need to use that double quotation. But if you just convert it to Python, then you won't need to do that. Let's see that. Just one quotation. Yeah, it's worked. So if this is a small data set, then it's quite easy for you. But this data set was around, we got 22,000 rows. And in that case, it's not actually feasible for you to every time do that manually. So you can now you can use that selection, select by attributes. Why was it? Landmark field, yeah. So you are where landmark code. Okay. Landmark code equal get unique values 44. Apply that. Okay. Now you can see all the landmarks code where the code is 44 are selected. Now you can go to LM type and use your field calculator, and let's say it's mosque or what, or temple. Okay. Okay. So now if this is a huge data set, it doesn't matter. They are all selected. You can see, yeah, mosque or temple. So then again you need to manually, for another class you need to again select that. If you can also match two fields at a time. Okay, you can also see a landmark name equal this one, and let's say LM name equal something else, so that should match both of them. Then you will get one what new type. Let's say this one. If the LM code is no, it's not going to work. Now it will work. If 15 and LM name is this one, apply that. It should get selected. Yeah, that's one. You can see this one, this landmark. Now you can again apply that field calculator. Okay. So but this is not actually very fast, or you can say you need to again and again do the same thing. But there's another way if you are familiar with Python. But if you don't have Python background, it's okay, because writing such else elif statements are not that hard. Let's now see how Python can do the whole thing by just at once. Okay, so yeah, let's see a bit of code. So this is our code, just a simple function. This is defining a function or a custom function. This is a name. You can give any name you want. Now this function takes some parameters, and this is a parameter. You can give any parameter name, x, y, z, etc, etc. So now you're telling them if x equal 15, that means our code, landmark code, if x equal 15, we are going to return house. And elif, if otherwise, if x equal 44, then we will return mosque or temple. And by the same way, elif we can make it long, but we are not going to make it long, just we're going to else. If the condition doesn't meet this 44 or the code is not 15, then we are just going to return others. Okay, So just copy this function, copy, go to your ArcGIS interface. Now before that I am just going to unselect everything, and this LM code field calculator, make sure that you have selected this one, parser Python. Okay, then just delete this one and click this show code block. Okay, now paste your code here. You can see our function here. Now just you need to write that function name here, fun, then in parentheses we are going to pass the field name, that LM code. So the X is replaced by this landmark code. Okay, now let's hit OK. Oh no, everything is like, oh yeah, fine. Yep, now you can see when it's not 44 or not 15, it just returns others. If it's 44, then Moscow temple. Otherwise, if it's 15, then house. And we can also what, let's say if it's not 44, not 15, then we are just going to return our X. That is just the code. We want just the code. Fine, let's again copy that. Let's again see field calculator, and yeah, okay, fine. Now you can see just the code 2626, but if it's 15, then it's going to write house, or if it's 44, then it will be, yeah, Moscow temple. So that's really on fast thing. So I would say, yeah, you would definitely prefer this Python syntax other than those what SQL or manually selecting things. So now if you are familiar with Python, now you might be wondering why this 15 is in this quotation mark, because this 15 is actually integer. So integer doesn't take that quotation. Quotation takes when this is a string or it's a text. Now I am treating this 15 as a string. It's because in this LM code field, if you go to properties, you'll see that its type is string. We stored our these values, these codes, as a string. That's why you need to use that quotation in our Python syntax, this quotation. Okay, if it was a what, this type was an integer, then you don't need to use that quotation. Okay, now finally let's talk about select by location, and this is actually one power of using spatial analysis. Let's see how to use that. Selection, go to select by location. Okay, let's just delete them. Okay, now let's say I want to know, or I want to find out all the landmarks which are within the 100 meters of our road network. Okay, so to do that, again go to select by location, then select features from this one, landmark field, on which field you want the output. So select that field. This is our landmark, so we want all landmarks that are within 100 meters of the road network. So here you need to use road network. Okay, now we are going to use we have bunch of conditions. Let's say are within a distance of the source layer feature. Okay, so here by default it's 15. Let's say you want to know, yeah, let's say 15. You can also change the unit. Okay, apply. Okay, now you can see all the landmarks which are within the 100 meters of a road network got selected. Now if we go to this attribute table, you can see they are selected. You can see here only the selected ones. Fine. So if we just switch selection, or you can see out of 350, 240 got selected. So there's 110 landmarks. Those don't have road network within 100 meter or 50 meter. Okay, so that's how you can use that select by location. Okay, so I'd say experiment with it a bit more. You'll find out some interesting things. That's it for this video. I hope I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for watching.